I mean, I just don't get it. I'm just not getting any responses. I just tell them the coolest thing about me, which is that I have a Twitch channel, but like, women just don't want to talk to me. I don't get it. So congratulations, you finally made your online dating match. And now you're ready to send them a message and start a conversation, but you seem to be having a pattern of messaging women and you're not really getting much responses. As nerve-wracking as it can be to message women, we're here to help you. This is Online for Love, your resource for dating by the numbers. And luckily, we have some real opinions from real women about how to respond to messages and how to send messages to women. Before we dive into this video though, I do want to make sure that you are actually on the right dating website, because if you're making all of these messages to all these women and you're not getting responses you're wanting, maybe it's because you're not on the right dating website to begin with. And luckily, we here at Online for Love have a great online dating website quiz that you can take right now. There's a link in the description down below, or you could join our website Online for Love to try and take this quiz. Best of all, it's completely free and it's very personalized to your liking, so it'll really spit out the best quiz for you. In order to make this video a little bit easier to digest, I've broken it up into 6 different parts. Number 1 is setting up your profile. Number 2 is sending that first message. Number 3 is to maintain interest. Number 4 is to don't overwhelm her. Number 5 is that after a while you can begin to flirt a little. And number 6 is moving the conversation offline. Before we jump into this though, I do want to mention that this video is actually based off of an article which you can find in the description or on our website Online for Love. The reason I'm mentioning this is because any statistics I may mention, like demographics or prices, are only true at the time of me recording this video. But on the article version, they are consistently updated and up to date. So if you want to fact check me on any of the stats that I'm saying, you can check it out in the description down below. So without further ado, let's jump into number 1 on my list, which is setting up your online dating profile. It truly does not matter which online dating website you are using, your profile is going to be the most important thing that you set up. When your potential matches are looking at your online dating profile, it's going to give them a rundown of who you are, what you're like, what your intentions are, and what you look like. This part of this video could honestly be an entire video on its own, but I'm gonna run down some of the most important things that I think you need to include in your profile to make it look good. The most obvious thing is that you wanna make sure that your profile photos look great. And in order for you to do that, the most obvious thing is to make sure that they're not blurry or they're not pixelated and that they're all high quality. You want to make sure that you're really shining through with your personality too. You want to be showing not just what you look like or being happy or things like that, but you want to show what you're into as well. Say you're into gaming, maybe you should show a photo of yourself gaming, or if you're into surfing or skateboarding, you're showing a picture of yourself doing those things as well. Obviously too, you want to make sure that you do look like you have good hygiene in these photos, because that is the biggest turnoff for just about anybody or people who don't look like they have good hygiene. As far as your bio goes, you want to make sure that you're laying out your interests, intentions, goals, and maybe even your work as well. It's also best for you to do this in a way where you are trying to be a little bit humorous and lighthearted. Humor is the best way to a girl's heart, trust me. If you really do want to get deeper into this on how to make a great online dating profile, we here at Online for Love actually do have some great online dating profile guides in the description down below. The guides are completely free to check out and to use, and so we really do highly recommend that you do this for yourself, because it won't cost you anything and it really just helps you in the long run. So this moves me onto number 2 on my list, which is sending that first message. First impressions are crucial, and this is true to everything in the entire world. It's not just online dating, and you should really be focused on trying to make yourself have great first impressions no matter where you are. But in the online dating world, something that you really do want to avoid is just sending a message that says, "Hey," or "How are you?" Think about it from the woman's perspective. How do you respond to a message like this? You either say hello back, or you say, "I'm good, how are you?" These conversations are not really that in-depth, and they don't really garner a real lively conversation. It's something that she is going to be seeing a ton of messages of, and it won't help you stick out from the ocean of "Hi, how are you" messages. The best thing you can do for a first message is to make sure that whatever you are sending her would not garner a one-word response. You should be really looking at her photos and her bio and thinking critically about maybe what her interests are or what she might want to have a fun live conversation about. Like maybe she's into anime, let's say, and you could ask her which anime is better, Dragon Ball Z or Naruto. Or maybe she's into traveling a lot and you've seen that she's gone to a few places. You could ask her what her favorite place that she's been to and why. Questions like this are a lot more effective than saying stuff just like, "Hi, how are you?" It's not really genuine. It's something that honestly a bot could mass send out to a ton of people and it would be a response that would make sense for just about anyone. You really want to focus on what response you could do specifically for this individual. This little detail really does go a long way. And another detail that would really help me out is that if you hit the like button and subscribe and ring the bell. I would super appreciate that, guys. It really does help out this channel and it helps us reach out to more people who can get good online tips as well. So let's move on to number 3 on my list, which is maintaining the interest. Now, after you've sent the first message and you've talked a little bit, maybe back and forth a few messages, you want to make sure that you really are engaging in a conversation. In order for you to do this, you need to really think about how to keep the conversation going. You could ask her what her best travel story is, and then when she tells you hers, you could then respond with some funny travel story that you have of your own. A really important thing to keep in mind for this as well is to keep it lighthearted and keep it humorous as well if you can. This really helps to make both parties relaxed, and it's something that you should be relaxed with. You're just messaging somebody online. There's no expectations at all. People of all types will be able to tell if you're not genuinely interested in what they're talking about, and honestly, it's a big turn off for a lot of people. So if you do want to make sure that you are keeping these connections with these girls that you're talking to, that you are maintaining a critical thinking, real conversation with them. Now, this moves me onto number 4 on my list, which is to make sure that you don't overwhelm her. A common mistake that I often notice from a lot of conversations that girls get from online is that the guy is asking too many questions. I mean, you should ask a few questions at first, and if the question makes sense, you should ask it, but don't ask like multiple questions in one message, and don't ask questions that are too personal either. You really don't know these people, and she's probably not gonna wanna open up about her personal life too much to you. Also, be sure that you're being patient as well. If a girl doesn't respond back right away, you gotta know that not everybody prioritizes online dating to the same level that you do. She could be busy or she could be interested in somebody else, but either way, don't respond with something like, "Did you get my message?" or "Why aren't you responding?" or something like this. It really does guarantee that she is never going to message you again. So this moves me on to number 5 on my list, which is that after a while, you can begin to flirt. I would recommend that after you talk to a girl for a few days, up to a week or two, it would be a good time to start flirting with her. And there are some do's and don'ts that you want to be sure that you're doing when you do this. Try to keep your flirting light and casual. Saying things like, "Talking to you really brightens up my day," or something along the lines of that is something that will really catch her eye more than saying some harsh, abrasive words. That kind of flirting feels a lot more meaningful because it's something that she does specifically, and it's not something that she just is. Another thing you could do to try and get her to flirt with you is to ask her if she's liked and subscribed and rang the bell to Online for Love before. Tell her about how much it's a great online dating website guide and tip and all this, and it's something that she should really check out herself. This moves me on to number 6 on my list, which is moving the conversation offline. So this is really going to be the make it or break it point, and this is where you want to ask her for some of her personal contact information, like her phone number, for example, or maybe she has some personal social media that you could try and contact her on offline. And so in order for you to do this, you got to make sure that you've had a strong enough conversation with this person that you're pretty sure that you're both mutually interested in each other and that everything would go great for a first date. If she feels comfortable giving you this information, then there you go. You've done a great job and you're on your way to your first date. But if she doesn't give you this information right away, you may have asked too quickly, or she could be one of those cases where she's not interested. Once you get her phone number or some kind of contact information like that, you can just about guarantee yourself that you're going to be getting into that first date scenario. And from there on, you can know that you've learned how to talk to women and how to land a successful date. Well, this just about concludes my video. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I really do hope that you guys were able to get something out of this video. I did want to ask though, for guys, what are some of the messages that you've personally sent that have garnered some really good responses? And if there are any women on the website that are watching, I would love to hear some of the best first messages that you've gotten as well, and some great conversations that you've had with other guys online, so the guys watching here can really learn how to do it themselves. That being said, if you like the video, be sure to hit like, and if you love the video, I would really super appreciate it if you guys hit subscribe and ring the bell as well. Seriously, that would really help us out. It helps us to spread our message throughout the internet even more, and we would love to be helping more and more people with their online dating lives. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya!